Hey there, and welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to be taking a look at some of the new comics I've gotten in over the past few weeks. I think this is about 3 weeks worth of books for me. So we're going to start off with the latest issue of Comics the Magazine. So this is number 3. I've already read some of this as I'm recording this. But I'm liking the magazine so far. Again, I grew up reading, Wizard and Hero Illustrated and that kind of stuff back in the 90s. And I don't know if I like this as much as those back then, but it is a pretty good magazine. I'm going to probably, keep getting this for a while. I just wish it were a little longer, heard that before. But, yeah, it's a good magazine, but, some good articles. I wish there was more to it, though. Then we've got the latest Marvel previews catalog. So, again, this is everything that Marvel's got coming out here in a couple months. And, the highlights to this seem to be Amazing Spider-Man number 1000 we're finally getting, and the start of the new Midnight line from Marvel, which I don't know a lot about, but it sounds like people are calling it kind of like Marvel's Absolute Universe, even though DC's Absolute Universe was supposed to be their Ultimate Universe. So yeah, I don't know. Serpent eating its own tail here, I don't know. Then we've got the new IDW monthly catalog, and this is a variant cover for the new Rocketeer series, but man, I really like this. This will probably be the cover I get for this book. Then moving on to DC, we've got the first issue of Absolute Green Arrow, and the second printing of Absolute Batman number 20. So I got the regular version of this, the first printing, but I guess there were so many damaged copies of that went out, they did this second printing. And so I think I just got this for free. I don't remember ordering this specifically. I don't feel like my copy was too beat up or anything too egregious on it when I read it. So, but free comics, so what are you going to do? Then we've got the long-awaited Batman number 163. So this is the conclusion to Hush 2, which was supposed to be out last August. And it's June now, as this is finally coming out. So almost an entire year behind when it was originally supposed to be out. I've been looking at the individual issues of this here on the channel. I'm going to take a look at this one too, kind of wrap that up. But you can find those on the Batman playlist here on the channel if you want to go back and watch some of those. And again, this kind of shows how late Hush 2 is, because this is the Batman series, the next volume that started after that was supposed to wrap up, and they're on issue 10 now. So, this is the Matt Fraction run of Jorge Jimenez. So I got the regular cover, and then I had to get the shiny foil variant, because that's me. Then we've got a facsimile edition of Batman number 244. And so this is sort of like the epic fight with Ra's al Ghul in the desert from back in the day by Denny O'Neil and Neil Adams. And now I've done some videos before on the channel talking about Batman facsimile books I would like them to make. And so this was on the first video I did a couple years ago. So that's 2 books now from that video that they have made facsimile editions of. So fingers crossed, we get some more. I think it's obvious DC is seeing my videos and feels compelled to respond by printing these books. So again, regular cover, shiny foil variant, and then the blank sketch cover, which has the original underneath here too. Then we've got issue 1109 of Detective Comics. So yeah, just a couple issues to go till 1111. Then we've got another facsimile edition. This is wrapping up the Dark Knight Returns facsimile editions for the 40th anniversary this year. So I've got the regular classic cover here. Again, you'll start to see a pattern here with my collecting habits of the shiny metallic cover. Then I got the Frank Miller variant cover, which is the helmet with the blood splatter on it. I really like this, very bold, just sort of graphic, design-wise cover. And I've only been getting the Frank Miller variants on these, but they suckered me in here with the Superpowers variant. So I picked this one up too because I've been getting all the Superpowers variants they've been doing. And so yeah, I had to get this one too. Had to get the Dark Knight Returns one. So again, the only variant cover I've gotten for this series that's not by Frank Miller. Then we've got issue 3 of Batwoman, and then issue 51 of World's Finest. Again, really enjoying this book still. Then we've got issue 19 of Justice League Unlimited. Looks like the Brainiac Queen from the Absolute Power crossover is back. Then moving on to Superman with more Reign of the Superboys. We got Superboy Prime here in Superman number 88, or 38 rather. And we've got, I think it's, Tomorrow Man in issue 13 of Superman Unlimited. Then another DC Next Level book with Deathstroke the Terminator number 3. And it looks like we've got Deathblow from Image Comics back in the day, which, was part of Wildstorm. So that was Jim Lee's part of the company that he brought to DC, and Deadshot. Got the Lee Bermejo variant cover for Lobo number 3 here, featuring his dog. Then we have Swamp Thing 89, issue 89, from the canceled series back in the day where Rick Veitch wasn't able to continue his storyline, and so years later we're finally doing it. Then from the new relaunch of Vertigo, we've got Peril of the Brutal Dark, number 4. Again, just sort of like an old school detective story. Really liking this book. This is a mini series. Hopefully this does well enough that they come back and do some more, because I'm really enjoying this title. And then the other Vertigo book I'm getting, End of Life. So this is issue 4, written by Kyle Starks. Moving on to Marvel, we've got Amazing Spider-Man number 29. And so I've been collecting the Lee Bermejo Amazing Visions variants. And so it's kind of going through Spider-Man's life leading up to issue 1000. So we have a portrayal here of his time with the New Avengers. And so here on the back, this is number 19 of 25 that he's doing in this series. And then we have issue 30, which features, Dr. Octopus here as the Superior Spider-Man, which would have been shortly after that. And so this is issue 20 of 25, but, issue number 30 of the series. Then we've got the It's Jeff Brand New Week special, and I got the Todd Knock cover for this. And then the 3rd issue of the new Wonder Man miniseries. Moving on to Image, we've got G.I. Joe number 22. Again, really enjoying the sort of Energon Universe books. And also from Image is Radiant Black number 42. I feel like this book is starting to fall behind again. Part of the reason I dropped the books back when I did was they weren't, keeping on track, and there were several different titles. I'm just getting Radiant Black now out of the line, but yeah, I think they're starting to fall behind again. Speaking of falling behind is Rook Exodus number 10 from Ghost Machine. This is a book I really enjoy it when it comes out. It's sort of on the bubble for me as to whether or not I keep getting this book. I like it well enough, but I don't know. I don't know if it's ever been the first book I read the week it comes out. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's good, but it comes out infrequently enough that I keep it on my list. It's like, it doesn't come out that often, so it's not like much of a strain on the wallet or anything like that. But, and I like it well enough when it comes out. Then also from Ghost Machine, we've got the official guidebook issue 3. And so it looks like this is what they're calling the Unbelievables sort of a division of the imprint now. And so I think this is Rockefellers and those books. I think they were calling them something else too, but I think Unbelievables is what they're referring to that line as now. From Dark Horse, we've got Usagi Yojimbo Kaito 84 number 3. And then from Alien Books, we've got Zorro number 1 by Howard Chaykin and Jorge Fornes. And I'm really looking forward to this. I love this cover by Jorge here. Then we've got the 3rd issue of Rocketeer the Island. And they're having some fun here with some public domain characters that I didn't realize were going to be in this series. And so this is a pretty famous cinematic monkey here on the cover. I don't know if they'll refer to him by name. Then from Mad Cave, we've got Dick Tracy number 17, and I really like this cover. Just a more cartoony sort of depiction of some of the characters here. Kind of, some Chester Gould vibes, but also reminding me of like the early 90s Kyle Baker run on Dick Tracy, where he ended up doing like a prelude and then the movie adaptation from 1990. So really enjoyed that. That's kind of what I'm getting with this cover here. Also from Mad Cave, we've got issue number 1 of Junk Punch. And, I don't know anything about this other than the title. I think the cover kind of explains what's going on here. But yeah, good title, so I thought I'd check it out. Then from Oni, we've got Spirit of the Shadows number 5, and I'm pretty sure this is the last issue of this series. Again, I think I've said this every time. I did a video kind of looking more in depth at the first issue. If you want to take a look at that, that's on the channel. I think that should be on my Indie Comics playlist, if you want to watch that. Next is American Caper number 7, written by Dan Houser and Laszlo of GTA fame. I'm a couple issues behind on this now, so hopefully it's still good. If you're reading this, let me know in the comments what you think. Got Star Trek The Last Starship number 7, beginning the variants of this. Moving on to EC, we've got Catacomb of Torment number 11. And Cruel Universe Volume 2 number 11. So I think there's only one more issue of this run of Cruel Universe. So hopefully they do another series of this or a new title, like another kind of sci-fi kind of thing. So I can't see doing an EC imprint and not having some kind of sci-fi representation in it. Then from Mark Spears, we've got Monsters number 10. Got a nice Wolfman cover here on this one. Then we've got Twilight Zone number 7. Looks like we got Toady Fleeks writing this one. And lastly, from Universal Monsters is Creature from the Black Lagoon Lives, Black and White Special. This is the first issue. I think it's a 2-issue series. But here's the first one that's just come out. And so looks like that's everything I've gotten here. I think this is about 3 weeks of comics for me. So yeah, got quite a bit to read here. But again, some of these have been out for a couple weeks now. I'm sure you've probably gotten some of these. You've probably read a few of them too. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of the books. Is there anything I should be reading right away, put into the top of the reading pile? Let me know in the comments below, and thanks for watching. If you'd like to follow me on social media, I'm on Twitter/X at Detective651, also on Instagram at Detective651. Be sure to check out my t-shirt store at tpublic.com/user/Detective651. I've got a lot of nerdy designs on there, and there's sales all the time, so check it out frequently.